Hey, what's good, friends? We're at the finale of Tainted Grail. Probably shouldn't say that because I actually don't even know. But we're at what I assume is the finale. This guy made it sound like that. He literally used the phrase point of no return. So I'm assuming this is the end game. Let's take a quick look at what we're working with. One hand, obviously, we lost the other one. We're running all Night Stalker stuff, I think, for the most part. Oh, no, yeah, except for the Royal Slippers. We're running Royal Slippers instead of Night Stalker Slippers. We have the Thude Clan Ring, which is 7% spell power, which isn't that impressive. And we're running the Ring of Reduced Conjuration, which reduces the mana blocked by summons by 20%, which is pretty significant IMO. But it also isn't that significant. Once you get your mana really high, you can probably drop this for a... I think we had a crit ring, which I might rather use, because look at our... Like if we take 20% off that, it doesn't matter. Because our mana regen is kind of cracked. Like this is without hitting anything. And if we're hitting something and we're landing crits, it's being refunded. So it would take a lot of mana. Like we'd have to be down to like 10% for the mana block to really matter. So yeah, we can definitely drop this ring at this point in the game because of how hard our mana is, but we've never really had a reason to drop it. We're running the Usurper's Mantle because, again, mana regeneration and spell power is just really nice. Running the Archdruid's Amulet, spell power, crit, and max mana. There is another one that we probably should and maybe could be running that gives us 1% spell power for every level that we are. But we switched to this one because we wanted the max mana. And we also wanted the crit damage. So, but I think we're getting to the point where that other one's probably starting to scale higher because it's just 55% spell power. It's probably worth more than 20% spell damage, or crit damage, sorry. But yeah, this is our build. We're running Mother's Embrace, which we've had since the beginning. It heals more than enough for our needs. And Storm Piercer, which we've been running probably for quite a bit now. So that is what we're ending the game with. Just in case you're curious. I don't usually do like equipment updates because I don't know. Hello.
At last we meet. I've heard much about you. Your choices, your determination. Caradoc isn't easily impressed, but
Why,
he's
though?
impressed with you. Few dare to seek the truth buried in Avalon shadows. Fewer still make it this far. I was the first. Caradoc followed when my brethren burned and the tear opened. And now, here you are. A truly rare and joyful occasion.
Thank you. Who are you?
Forgive my lack of manners.
I recognize his name.
The last apprentice of Merlin, and the last archdruid
Yeah.
of Avalon. I've carried the weight of this land's secrets longer than I care to admit. But names mean little. What matters is the task before us.
What are we doing?
What lingers here, it's older than Avalon. Older than anything we know. What you see is the beginning of weirdness itself. Its purest form, raw potential, unshaped by anything but its lack of boundaries and limits. Beautiful, isn't it?
Not really.
Oh,
You want.
precisely the opposite of what Caradoc wants. I want you to help me resurrect King Arthur. Properly this time. Ridiculous, I know.
He wants me to
Yes,
kill him properly. You
that's
want
what
me
it boils
to
down
revive
to.
him properly.
At some point, we stopped seeing eye to eye and chose different paths. Ultimately, though, both our paths led to you.
But he was more instrumental in my journey than you.
Yes. By the end of his life, Arthur became
Yeah, I don't really need this. We already know he was revived, yada yada yada. He wanted immortality, yada yada.
They feared losing what
They divided his soul, yada yada.
you can't pick and choose with a soul, but that's exactly what Merlin did. He focused on 3 parts of Arthur: his strength, wisdom, and courage. He left out 2 pieces. One, tainted by the Four Dwellers' magic, was deemed too dangerous. The other was his humanity, the most fragile part. Merlin thought compassion and doubt were weaknesses, unfit for a king. Without them, Arthur became hollow. A king with power, but no heart. That way, Avalon's greatest failure was born.
So you want me to bring him back with his heart?
I tried. And I found his humanity. It's here, bound, kept finding it needed more than magic. The horror
Wait, so what am I doing?
on that island gave you something no one else has. You can move through the weirdness, touch it, and return whole. That's why you found the king's soul, bound it to yourself, and came back.
Wait, so did you put me on that island?
You flatter me. No, I couldn't have predicted all of that. I merely nudged the Red Church in the right
So that's why the
direction,
Red Church was picking
and asked
people up?
Caradoc to assist where I couldn't. I can see you're still doubting me. I
What's your
want to
end
bring
game?
back Ark.
Actually, I don't even know why I asked that.
It won't. This time, Arthur will be whole. Because I've seen what happened. Ever they're left without him, without guidance, if things continue this way, then Avalon falls. And help me bring the king back, whole and complete. Now you need to go further. I made my case. This is the...
Alright, so this guy wants us to revive him. Chardock wants us to... Please don't fall off the edge. Chardock wants us to... Oh, I almost fell off the edge. Chardock wants us to murk this guy. So... Honestly, I don't have much love for Arthur. Might just murk him. You know what I mean? We're already marching on Camelot. I think bringing him back would just have another war going on. Who's this guy? Is this Chardock? Dude, you're everywhere I am. This is spooky.
I was there when it all began. When Arthur first set foot on Avalon. I was a knight in his army. We believed in him, in his dream, in his kingdom. And for a while, it was glorious. Every battle felt like
Marvelous.
a step closer to peace. Every sacrifice justified by the dream we shared. But then came the cost. The war crimes, the impossible decisions, the massacres, slaughters, and irrational cruelty. We turned from knights into butchers, all because his dream demanded it of us. At first I told myself it was necessary, that it was the price of building something great. But the longer it went on, the harder it was to believe. That's when I realized Arthur wasn't a god, a savior, or a king. He was just another man, no different from the rest of us.
Agreed.
And no man should have the power to demand such sacrifices.
I don't like this guy. I don't, you know what's funny? I don't like anyone involved in the King Arthur story. I don't like Camelot either. I'm just a habitual hater, I guess.
But do you understand why I want it so much? I'd like to believe that after 600 years I've moved past. You need to understand that people thought and still but he wasn't. I've seen what happened, but that's not my problem. What comes after doesn't matter. Let it all burn. Call it chaos, call it freedom, I don't care. Let them rise, let them fall. I just want to watch it all come down. See the last lie collapse under its own weight. What comes after? That's for the ones still standing to figure out. Then let...
Okay, a lot of these lead to the same place, so I'm just going to skip through them.
Orin's a druid. That's what they do. They believe. They believe in myths, in symbols, and some of them believe in saving Avalon. I don't believe it's my decision to make. Not Orin's, not Arthur's, not mine.
Our time came and went.
I've watched this cycle turn too many times. I have no stake in what comes after, only in making sure this nightmare finally ends.
I don't fully understand,
We
though.
were fools to tamper with forces we didn't understand. Resurrecting Arthur, infusing him with powers of the weirdness. We didn't just bend the natural laws, we shattered them. Such violations of nature's order cannot go unanswered. The bill comes due, sooner or later. Always. This cannot be allowed to continue. Listen, it's taken longer than I ever... You've brought Arthur... So, you're close now. Just one more step. The last fragment of Arthur's soul is waiting for you. Complete what you came here for. And then... we'll meet again. As allies, or as enemies. That's up to you. Go. Find the last...
Okay, you're... Holy smokes, you're bloviating. Okay, I'm trying to figure out the story here. Specifically, Caradoc. I don't know how much weirdness is actually negatively... Look at the pixels here. I don't know how much of the weirdness is actually, like, making Arthur a bad leader. I don't know if he's a bad leader or if he's corrupted. Like, he's kind of throwing a lot of stuff out there about why Arthur's bad. And I don't know. Like, him being human, sure, I get it. Nobody's perfect. But is that a reason why he shouldn't be resurrected, I guess? And then there's, like, the whole he's been corrupted by weirdness kind of thing. I don't really follow. Is that more of like a philosophical debate he's having? Or is that, like, is the fact that they messed with the weirdness literally going to, like, corrupt the world or whatever? It's just, I don't know. It's just a little confusing for me. I also don't understand why Arthur is needed to fight against the weirdness. I guess it's mostly because Camelot's trying to hide from it rather than fight it. I guess that's where the need for Arthur is. It's because we need someone who actually wants to fight it and isn't just going to try and hide from it. I don't know. It's weird. The whole Arthur story has been a little bit... I've been more invested in each region's individual story than the overarching Arthur story. You know what I mean? Where the hell are we? Oh, we're still in a dungeon? This place is gorgeous. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do here, to be honest. I feel like I'm just going to destroy his soul. But at the same time, like, if we're just destroying his soul for the sake of destroying it, I don't know. It seems like the reasoning is flimsy on Caradoc's part. I also see the argument how, like, their time has come and went and it's not their job to care about the world anymore, sort of thing. Is this Arthur? He gets to make his own case? Oh, it's Hob. This is the guy from the beginning, isn't it?
Come. The one who carries what's
Isn't it?
left of me. Please, don't come any closer. Don't force me to think about coming back again. Just let me finally die.
This is Arthur, right? It's gotta be. It's like a... Maybe it's not Arthur specifically, but like...
Because I've had enough. Enough.
Yeah, this is Arthur.
Torn apart and stitched back together.
Or like a
Enough
form of
being
Arthur.
Used, shaped, and forced to be something I'm not. Do you know what it is like to be a king of nothing? To see the people you swore to protect suffer because of your choices? Or worse, in your name. I've seen towns burnt to the ground, families destroyed, all because someone thought it would serve the greater good. And they called it loyalty. They called it justice. I've been dragged through every dream, every lie they've built around me. And I'm tired. Tired of the weight, of the expectations, of all of it. And most of all, I'm tired of failing. Orin wants a king, not me. He doesn't see the broken man behind the myth. He sees a symbol, a weapon to wield against the weirdness. But symbols aren't people. They're empty. And the more they're used, the more they hollow out the one who carries them. That's all I've ever been to Orin and the Druids. Do you know what it's like to be a weapon? To be forged, sharpened, and thrown at every problem? He thinks ending me will free Avalon. But what then? Without an idea, a light to guide them, they'll stumble, lose their way, and turn on each other. People always seek something to follow, something to believe in. Take that away, and they'll tear each other apart trying to find it. Or worse, build something even crueler in its place. I want release. I want to stop being a tool in their endless struggle. Kill me. Destroy the last piece of me and use the energy however you wish. Take it yourself and become the new king. Give it to someone else. I don't care. Just don't let me come back again. Let me die. Not as Arthur, not as the king, just as a simple, normal human being. Isn't that what you've been doing all along? Carrying what's left of him? You've already taken up the humanity I was meant to represent. Doesn't that prove Arthur doesn't need me anymore?
I mean, technically he quit on us. Like, once we got his crown, he sounded pretty defeated.
I don't care. Do you know how freeing that is? To finally not care what happens next? Whether Orin gets his king or Caradoc gets his ruin? To not feel the burden of all my failures? To not see my memory tarnished, my plans, goals, and ambitions dragged through the mud? To not see the suffering my name causes? No more deaths in my shadow. No more kingdoms built on my bones.
It's a fire line, dude. Honestly, I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do here, but I'm just going to...
Another way.
I had to go through these dialogue options.
There's always another way, isn't there? Another cycle, another resurrection, another lie to keep the world spinning. But please, not for me. Not anymore. I've had enough. I don't want to do what you... And
Okay.
that...
We're starting to go into circles here.
I don't just let me...
Like, I like the story, but the dialogue does kind of drag in places. So, he wants to be cut down so he can be free. Caradoc just wants to besmirch his name. And Orin wants another weapon. I guess not another weapon, but the weapon they had... The weapon they had in the past. So, I'm pretty sure, like, our character's been pretty pro-freedom. Pretty much for the entire game. So this does make the ending a little bit easier to decide on. For me, anyway. Who's this guy?
Help me bring the king. Now, I made my case. This is...
So they make one more pitch to me before Leaving?
Go on. He's waiting for you.
Oh, he's repeating his line.
Are you doing okay? Let me go. Let me finally rest.
You carried a dying king across the bones of a dying world. Now you stand before what started it all.
An idea.
I am the reason there must be an ending. I do not guide. I do not judge. I exist so that something can be chosen. I do not offer meaning. I require that one be made. You have brought all things to their conclusion. Now, decide what must remain.
We're going to...
Choose, and let the shape of the world follow.
I think we're going to take the king's soul for ourselves. I don't know who else to give it to. The game didn't really present us with an option of a good successor. You know what I mean? I guess if I'm going to guess, like the successors are probably the main leader pieces behind each story beat. Like One Eye, I guess. Or you have the Quinacht ruler, I forgot what his name was. And then we have the Dalriada guy, who I also forgot what his name was. And of those 3 to 4 options, because I don't remember who was working with One Eye either. Just in case you were wondering how bad my memory is. I don't like Caradoc's path. I also think, like, if I take the king's soul, King Arthur himself can die, but we don't thrust the world into ruin for no reason. I was fidgeting with dice, and 2 of the dice exploded onto my chest. Giggity. I don't think we lock ourselves in, right? We can. This is okay. We'll click this.
You
Just
will
get.
be seen. You will be followed. You will be blamed. You will vanish into the story you chose to restore.
So he kind of overtakes us as a vessel, I guess.
You will break the frame, and what follows will not remember you.
What does this mean? What does that mean?
You will shape the world to become its witness.
I should have quick saved it. I want to know who my options are.
Who do you have in mind?
Nianti, dude? I don't even know why I clicked this. I don't remember most of these people. I remember this guy. I remember One Eye. Yvain. Is Yvain... He's the Quinacht leader? Brendan was also working with One Eye, right? Or was he the guy who was keeping things together afterwards? Nianti, I'm pretty sure, is the priest lady. This guy was just a random smith, wasn't he? Who had it out for the red cloaks? I'll take it for
Then
myself.
the idea shall be claimed, its shape worn, its burden made yours.
We are the gods now.
But first, you have to bring silence to what refuses to be forgotten.
Who is this? Is this Orin?
If this is what you want, then take it, my friend. But promise me you will learn from my mistakes.
Oh. I'm sorry, Hob. It's what you wanted. And honestly, I kind of preferred the guy who just wants freedom. I'm really big on freedom, dude.
I won't let this happen. Not again.
Is this our... I guess one of these are... We choose our boss fight, I guess? Okay, wait. I was gonna go search for those dice. Our UI is still bugged. I might have pressed like a hotkey that deactivates the health bars or something. Or it just bugged somewhere along the way. Look at this motley crew. This is the crew that's going to bring the end of the game. 2 little goblins, or 3 goblins, and 2 of those guys. We can't loot them? I'm guessing we don't have to fight Orin, huh?
Think any other human could wield this power? I endured 600 years of pain, of suffering, of loneliness.
We have to fight Arthur, too?
I made the sacrifices, me! And now you think you can take it from me? The hubris.
Merlin, make me a second arm.
I reject your claim. I will reforge Avalon. Perfect this time.
He's so fucking cool, dude. He's Broly with actual story. OG Broly. Z Broly. You think you can summon things in my face? Who do you think you are? Wait, is he immune to bleed? Did I read that right? I'm scratching my knee. I'm still scratching my knee in case you were wondering. And if you're still wondering, still scratching the knee. And if you're still wondering, no, I stopped. But I don't have to move. This is combat for me now.
You took Arthur's power for yourself.
Boink.
Whatever drove you, need, ambition, or will alone, the strength of a king was now yours to command. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe nobody ever is. But you decided to try.
Arthur's time came and
It's
went.
a heavy thing, trying to do right where others have failed. Still, you stepped forward, carrying the soul and every choice that brought you here. You ruled not as Arthur reborn, but as yourself, flawed, resolute, untested. Avalon changed beneath your hand, and history will decide what that truly meant. With One Eye and Captain Brandon working side by side, the South found a peace it hadn't known in years. The roads stayed open, the fields were guarded, and the people finally felt safe. No longer bound to Camelot or the Knights of the Round Table, it became a land ruled by its own people on its own terms.
Good ending. Ayy.
The men here stayed in Kuanakt, but Yvain failed to rally the minds and hearts needed for his Grail quest. With no clear leaders and rising tension, both Kuanakt and Camelot grew fragile, drifting toward division, with no one left to hold the line.
Did we fail that one?
Awakened the giants, and with them at their side, the Dal Rita conquered Camelot. As the capital fell, the customs of the tribes spread across Avalon. Not everyone welcomed them, but the change had already taken root.
Let's go, Dalriada.
Firgas was named the new Galahad the Loyal. With One Eye and Brendan backed by the Dal Rita the Forlorn Swords, he saw that the South's alliance was strong enough to stand on its own. He urged Camelot to leave the South in peace and turned his attention to securing the rest of Avalon. The captain led the South to independence, breaking all ties with Camelot. Under his rule, the horns of the South flourished. Merchants, pilgrims, and adventurers returned to the roads, and prosperity once again reached the far corners of the land. One Eye ruled the south, with the horns of the south at his side. Over time, the Dal Rita of the Fallen Swords rallied to his banner, forging a unified force. With the south secured, he stood in a strong position to launch future conquests across Avalon. Nianta left Kuanakt with Yvain, and her fate remained unknown. Yet among the people she once served, tales of her devotion and courage endured, and her name was remembered with respect. Maggot chose to remain in Kuanakt, and the people stayed with him. Over time, they grew to trust him and often sought his wisdom. In time, he took on an apprentice, planting the first seeds of a new druidic tradition.
Nice.
Eufre left Kuanakt alongside Yvain, despite concerns about his age. His fate remained unknown, but the people admired him for finding purpose at the end of his life, and spoke of him with lasting respect.
Who was the one we couldn't convince?
With Frail as their new matron, the Volca pulled even further away from the Dal Rita. Hidden among the snowy peaks, they focused on rebuilding their tribe and strengthening their numbers. The berserkers they had once been famed for became fewer and fewer, until all that was left was a fading name, half remembered and half feared. Ingvi led the Thoid into the eternal sleep, honoring the
Ingvi,
path
you
her
coward.
people had chosen. The Thoid were no longer seen in Avalon, their legacy left behind in the memories of those who once knew them. Under Dav Hammer's leadership, the Ulf grew stronger but more isolated. The tribe and the Stone Wardens became one, bound by a new symbol of strength, a steady hand against the chaos beyond their borders. Following Glerna's path, the Sven clung to the old ways, their faith sustained by the Stagfather's living presence within the unrealm of the hunt. They turned inward, shunning outsiders, and deepened their devotion to the blood-stained rites of their ancestors. After returning to Camelot, Killian lived quietly for a time. When he vanished, few asked questions. Unsettling rumors had always followed him, and most preferred not to remember.
Who the hell is Killian? Okay, most of the Dal Rita quests we fumbled. They all ended up becoming isolated based on our choices. But that's fine. I mean, it's all part of like your first playthrough. I think if you play a perfect first playthrough, like what's the point of replaying the game? You know what I mean? So I always just play it. Let the consequences lay where they may. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what we ended up doing. That's why we kept the one hand. Partially because I was also curious how hard it would be. It wasn't that hard, if we're being honest. I think with most RPGs, the power creep gets pretty insane pretty quickly. Usually it's like 15 to 20 levels and you're pretty power crept. So even with one hand, things were a little tricky. Some things took a little longer than they might have otherwise taken, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. One hand, I think we played normal. I don't know if there was an easy, but I know we played on normal. So I'm guessing the quest we didn't do, the Descent, was the one that had to do with Quinox, like the quest for the Holy Grail. Which I don't know why I didn't do that quest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe I don't know. I probably should have just taken the time to do it. But I guess I was like in a rush to finish up the game. For no reason. David Martinez. Wait a second. Hold up. So, yeah. That's how it went. That's how it ended. We took the power for ourselves. The Dal Rita marched on Camelot, but a lot of them also went isolationist. So, yeah, there's definitely ways I could have done this better. Specifically with the Dal Rita, I think. That was the only real misstep. And I think not doing the Descent. I'm pretty sure the Descent was the quest that would have wrapped up the Quinox storyline properly, because all of their stories like is unknown what happened to them. So I guess we're kind of just off roaming the Descent, I guess, looking for the Holy Grail. So yeah, it's interesting. Definitely fumbled the bag in quite a few places. There's a lot of Micks in this game. McCullough, McDuff, McIntosh, McLaughlin, McNeil. Good grief. Let's skip through this. Okay, congratulations, you've completed the game. You can now return to the world just before the ending and continue exploring the world of Avalon. If you're ready for a greater challenge, you can start New Game Plus with your current character, inventory, and progress. The world will demand more from you. You can also end your journey and exit the game. Just real quick, I want to see if we still have one arm. You know what I mean? Or if I just fumbled the save entirely. And in order to New Game Plus, I need to I'm just gonna skip. We're not really.
Rise and shine. Yes, it's me again. And I hope this time you'll cooperate without me needing to repeatedly hit you in the face, eh?
Oi. Oh, we do. We just borked this character, dude. We borked him. He's forever one-armed. That is so funny. But that means if I play again, I had to do a completely new character. But it is what it is. We'll sign off in the way of our people. The photo mode. This is how we finish. This is our character in the finale. And this episode didn't go long. I figured this episode might go long because it was the finale one, but evidently it didn't. So that was the Tainted Grail, mostly. I did, like I said, I probably fumbled the bag rushing the Quinox section, specifically the end of it, which, you know, my bad. I'm sorry about that. But for the most part, we did as much as I could be bothered to do. So it would have been... This is why RPGs are a little bit difficult to make videos for. I don't want to do 60 episodes where like half of them are side quests. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the side quests are samey and they don't really matter. But I think the Descent was a huge fumble on my part. That I should not have skipped. So my bad on that. I might do like I don't know. Maybe I'll just stream it one day when I get my Twitch stream thing consistently going. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the series. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next. I think I'm probably just going to chill until the 16th. By the time this comes out, it should be above the 17th or 18th. But I'll be doing Pragmata, I believe it's called, which should be out on the 16th of April. So that'll be next for me. And if you're watching this in the distant future, it's not going to really matter. You're probably going to watch Pragmata first, then this, or whatever. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you all in the next one. Bye-bye.